Dear audience, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, it's a great privilege to speak to you today at the Cyber Forum in Lille, one of the key cybersecurity events in Europe. This gathering, held under the high patronage of the President of the French Republic, underscores our united front in addressing mastering our digital dependencies, which is a timely theme for the EU policy perspective, as we adopted the proposal for a revised Cybersecurity Act just now in January, and currently we are in the course of proposing the EU tech sovereignty package in May. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in an international security environment that is more volatile than it has been in a long, long time. The digital sphere and within its ranks in the digital technologies are the mirror reflecting our complex geostrategic reality. We have already seen spillover effects from the Middle East conflict in the EU, with the Striker cyber attack as the most concerning one. As interconnected as we are, these technologies both empower but also endanger us, shaping the foundations upon which our societies rest. In this context, there is no security without cybersecurity. Cyber threats, they are more than mere technical challenges. They are central strategic concerns for European security. They stand as a core dimension of geopolitical competition, hybrid coercion, systemic risk, but also from the perspective of economic security. We see that we are living through a period of growing hybrid threats where malicious cyber operations, they are very often combined with the information operations or physical disruptions, such as violations of our airspace or sabotage of critical infrastructure. The latest example was the series of attempted attacks on the Polish energy sector in late December, officially attributed to Russia by Poland and marking the first attempt on attacking against physical industrial systems of an EU member state. Cyber is used to create pressure, to test our resilience, and to exploit dependencies. It is telling that cyber attacks, they are perceived as the most serious risk by G7 countries, as outlined in the Munich Security Report. And this is why cybersecurity is now an inherent part of the European Union's security architecture. But here is the key point. Europe is not standing still. Europe is organizing itself. Strategic dependencies in ICT can, at worst, threaten the foundations of our societies. We saw it in the Amazon Web Services audit when a disruption led to widespread connectivity issues affecting numerous major services globally, including in the EU. We can no longer afford to be vulnerable to Europe's rivals pulling these levers against us. In response to this situational picture, we are now pursuing European tech and digital sovereignty. For us, sovereignty does not mean autarky or shutting ourselves away from the surrounding world. Instead, it means standing tall on the global stage, ready to cooperate and trade with our partners confidently, able to withstand competition from rivals. Just as the technology stack that enables our digital life is composed of several interrelated parts, the pursuit of tech sovereignty must address these individual underlying technologies, from chips to connectivity, cloud and data processing, AI, computing power, quantum technologies, and beyond. Of course, the entire ecosystem has to be protected by robust cybersecurity and resilient supply chains. Very soon, we will propose our tech sovereignty package, consisting of the CHIPS Act 2.0 and a Cloud and AI Development Act, open source strategy, and a strategic roadmap for digitalization and AI in the energy sector. Let me give you a snapshot of this package, what we are now preparing. First, we know that semiconductors, they are very much precondition for any other digital technologies and devices. And this is why our CHIPS Act 2.0 will be crucial for European industry in this field and also for wider supply chain resilience. Second, we see that Europe cannot remain dependent on foreign providers in data processing. With the Cloud and AI Development Act, we will take measures to promote the adoption of European sovereign cloud services as a way to help Europe stand strong, but not as a way to shut down our digital borders. But not only that, in order for the European cloud and AI sectors to flourish, we need also to increase our own computing infrastructure and data centers. Third, our open source digital ecosystem strategy, it will help build the conditions to further develop open source ecosystems, strengthening the EU's international competitiveness while ensuring security and resilience. And of course, all these initiatives, they will work very closely in synergy with the proposed Cybersecurity Act, guarding against penetration of our critical infrastructure by high-risk suppliers, and also the upcoming EU Quantum Act, which will scale up European industrial capacity in this technology field where we are very strong, as we know, when we speak about quantum. Ladies and gentlemen, when we speak of defending Europe's sovereignty, we must look beyond borders and geopolitics. At its heart, sovereignty in the digital age is about trust. Trust from citizens navigating their daily lives online, and trust from businesses operating across our single market. For citizens, this means a European digital identity wallet, a tool that puts them in control. No longer will people be at the mercy of fragmented logins or data sharing practices. Instead, they will decide what to share, when to share it, and with whom, all while benefiting from the highest standards of privacy and security. And this is digital sovereignty in action, not control over people, but control for people. And for businesses, sovereignty takes another form, the European Business Wallet. Paired with the 28 regime, it will slash bureaucratic hurdles, making it faster and simpler to operate across Europe. Imagine a company registers once under EU Inc. framework, then uses Business Wallet to identify itself, sign documents, and share verified data seamlessly across all our 27 member states. No more redundant paperwork, no more regulatory fragmentation, just efficiency, security, and growth. But sovereignty also means protection. And this is why our wallet providers, they must be established in the European Union, with their main operations here. This ensures that European data remains under European law, shielded from foreign interference. Our businesses' sensitive information stays where it belongs, under our rules, on our terms. For the European Commission, it's very important to boost innovations and investments in the European Union. And we want to make Europe faster, easier, and simpler for the businesses to scale up in Europe. And that's why we are very committed to simplify our rules, to make it easier for the businesses, especially for SMEs. But simplification is not about deregulation. We are not planning to lower our ambitions, far from it. We can take cybersecurity as an example. We have proposed a single entry point for incident reporting in cybersecurity so that companies, they can notify once and share with many without sacrificing the reserve. And this is textbook simplification, a direct response to industry's calls for smarter, not weaker rules. Dear audience, technological excellence is essential for Europe to protect our sovereignty tangibly. Cutting-edge technologies, they have always been crucial for defense, a sector we must not ignore today, and in this forum especially. All technology areas mentioned have both civilian and also military applications. And because of this dual-use nature, whenever we speak about European industrial capacity in digital technologies, we must also consider always the defense industry. Good example of this is drones and counter-drone capacities. We have all seen how drones, how they have transformed the battlefield in Ukraine, where the innovation cycle for new technologies is measured in days and weeks, rather than years. And yet, drones can disrupt civilian infrastructure such as airports, as witnessed across Europe in last months. Detection of drones is facilitated by advanced technologies like 5G and next-generation networks, and this demonstrates that all aspects of our digital rulebook are very important. Especially now, when our member states, they are investing heavily to defense industry. It can also give now a great boost for our technological competitiveness, because we know that defense and technologies, they are going very much hand in hand. And we as the European Commission, we have made a recommendation for the member states that when they are now investing in defense, 10% of these investments, they should be allocated to that kind of new critical technologies like to AI, semiconductors, quantum computing, space technologies, cybersecurity technologies. We see that this close cooperation between civilian and defense strikes whole of society approach against threats, and it's making us stronger. And finally, our people, they must come first when we are reducing EU dependencies. So strengthening and expanding the EU cybersecurity talent pool is very imperative for us. Our Cybersecurity Skills Academy helps to grow this talent pool at the benefit of our industry, because we see that Europe's got talent. Cybersecurity professionals will support EU innovation in cutting-edge technologies and guarantee our society. And we want to engage with you, with companies, to pool our efforts and work together to narrow the skills gap. You can join the Academy by offering trainings and certifications and to supporting mentoring and establishing partnerships with academia as well. So, dear audience, in concluding, remember, cybersecurity is about confidence. Confidence that our societies, they can function under pressure. Confidence that our economies, they can innovate securely. Confidence that our democracies remain resilient to external interference. Technology itself, it's not monolithic, but a constellation of components that must work together. With cybersecurity as nexus, building our tech sovereignty should be in our DNA. We are building a Europe I'm coming to an end, as you see. We are building a Europe that will be more independent, but not working in isolation. A Europe ready to invite friends to the table, bringing technological excellence under a solid roof, protecting us from stormy weather. As we put forth our initiatives, I invite each of you to join the effort to achieve this very important vision, bit by bit, in ways that strengthen our entire system. I'm very confident that Europe is having everything what is needed to be secure and competitive in technologies. I want to thank all of you for your dedication and vision, and I wish you a very fruitful discussions here.
Many thanks, Henna, Virkkunen. Thank you for laying out your vision for Europe.